Good evening, guys. Welcome back to another edition of Greg's Cards 2408. Today I'm going to show you a few cards that I picked up over the past week. I did go to a card show this past weekend in Wilmington, North Carolina. It was put on by Card Crazy Sports. They put on several shows a year, and they'll usually alternate them between Wilmington, North Carolina, Goldsboro, Goldsboro, and Jacksonville, North Carolina. They'll have them at different places, which is pretty cool. I like to go to the one in Wilmington because I just like to go to the one in Wilmington because I'm just more familiar with Wilmington and I'm down there all the time anyway. Anyway, we'll start off. I'm going to start off with a little bit of basketball that I picked up. I'm a big North Carolina Tar Heels collector, so I try to pick up, stuff that I like when I see it. But anyway, here's a JP Tokido jersey card. I think he is playing with somebody in the NBA. I'm just not sure who. He kind of bounces back and forth. Anyway, it's going in my PC, so I am not really worried about it. Next up is a Bryce Johnson. He was one of the best forward/center guys that played at Carolina in a long time. Guy put up some big numbers, but I think he finally retired. Next up, we got a LA Laker card. He does not play with. Yes, he does. He's back with the Lakers, actually. He got drafted by the Lakers, got traded to the Pelicans, I believe, and now he's back with the Lakers. But anyway, this is a rookie card of D'Angelo Russell. He was the number 2 draft pick that year, and this card here has a piece of his jersey and a piece of game-used ball on it. And this card is numbered. It's numbered 86 out of 125. It's a pretty cool looking card with 2 pieces of memorabilia on it, and it says this is closed, player worn, used materials are guaranteed by Panini. So that's pretty neat. Piece of ball. You see the writing on the ball, composite leather, and a piece of his probably his either jersey or shorts. All right, next up, got another Bryce Johnson. I had 2 of them. Next up, a little $2 card here is Adam Warren. I think this guy, he was a really good pitcher at Carolina. I think he ended up getting drafted by the Yankees, and I'm pretty sure he's still with the Yankees. Anyway, this one's numbered 320 out of 675. It's from Don Russ Elite. Next up is the man himself, Shaquille O'Neal. On the bonus cover is a piece of his jersey. This is actually game worn. It's guaranteed to be game worn. It says you have just received an authentic NBA game worn jersey card. Shaquille O'Neal in 03 and 04. Diesel himself. I don't think there's probably a better athlete than Shaquille O'Neal after he retired. That guy does so much for so many different people. That's God has used him to bless others, so I'll put it that way. Next up, we got another basketball card, and I bought this one because it's got 2 Tar Heels on it. Sean May when he played for the Bobcats, and Vince Carter when he played for the Nets. Vince Carter is in the Hall of Fame, or is going to be. This kid was fun to watch at North Carolina. He's probably the best dunker I have ever seen. Anyway, it's not numbered, but it's still a pretty neat. It's got game used memorabilia on it. It's got the M for May and C for Carter, and both of them went to UNC Chapel Hill, so I thought that was pretty neat to buy, so I picked it up. Next up, we got a vintage card. I try to buy a slab or 2 a week if I can. This is a off-the-wall grading company. I've heard of them, but it's got a low grade, but it is of a Hall of Famer. Rod Carew. So it's 1969 Sporting News American League All-Stars insert. Anyway, Rod Carew, he's going to go up on my shelf. I'm trying to collect 200 graded cards, and I'm almost about 3/4 of the way there. But anyway, next up is probably the only boxing card that I own. This is James Bonecrusher Smith. He was the guest signer at the card show I went to Saturday, and normally, most of the time, do not. I'll go up there and speak to, whoever's signing or whatever, but most of the time I don't go up there and pay for their autograph or nothing like that. But this guy here, I decided to do it because he does it to help children out and stuff like that. But this is James Bonecrusher Smith. He's actually from the county that I live in and grew up in, Magnolia, North Carolina, in Duplin County. But anyway, he signed it to Greg James Smith, and this guy's been in the ring with Mike Tyson. Went 12 rounds with him, so he was a bad man back then. But anyway, you can catch him on YouTube. I think he's got his own channel. He's got his own show. There's some of his stats. It shows there Magnolia, North Carolina. Next up, we got another vintage baseball card. Name no pitcher wants to hear. Tommy John. He pitched for the White Sox. I think it's a 71. Next up, we got a Dusty Baker card for the Atlanta Braves. He's a manager now. It's a 1973. Next up, we got a card from one of my favorite sets, Fergie Jenkins. Card is in rough shape. It's got some wear up here at the top, some bad corners. Just not a very good card, but anyway, I got it fairly cheap, so I picked it up and I'm going to throw it in my vintage box. Next up, we got a 1963 Mike Joyce for the White Sox. He was a pitcher. This card is in fairly deep shape. It's got a little bit of staining up here in the corner, but centered really good. Anyway, not bad for a 50-year-old baseball card. Next up, we got a 1983 Mike Schmidt. It does have sharp corners all the way around. Clean on the back. Next up is probably I think he's one of Billy Powell's guys, Ernie Banks. This is out of 1977 Renato Galasso. This part of a set that they put out. This is from 1977. Ernie Banks, Hall of Famer. Next up, we got another Hall of Famer, Reggie Jackson out of 1975. This is a World Series game insert card where Oakland, beat them. I guess it was the Dodgers. Next up, one last card I picked up was a basketball card. He's not the number 1 pick, but he was the number 2 pick. Supposed to be really, really good. Don't really follow basketball as close as I used to, but Brandon Miller on the Prism rookie. It's just a base Prism, but anyway, guys, if I hadn't told you before, I appreciate you giving me a like and a follow and a subscribe. If you hadn't done so, I'd appreciate it if you do it. Please share my channel, guys. I'm trying to grow it. When I reach a certain number, I am going to have a giveaway. I haven't figured out what it's going to be yet, but you won't be disappointed. But anyway, give me a like, subscribe, and share it, and tell your buddies about it, and whatever. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a blessed rest of your week, and God bless each one of you. Thank you.